Got it. Beautiful. So welcome to the European time zone for this beautiful gathering, really. And some of you, well, I'm sure all of you are here for a reason. You've obviously honoured your calling, your intuitive nudge to be on this call. Maybe you saw a post or spoke to someone who shared a little bit about this bioresonance device that is Healy, this magical little device. So some of you are maybe here to really learn about how this device is really creating a paradigm shift in the way that we view health and healing, and want to understand a bit more about the technology, but also how it's really tangibly creating incredible shifts internally and externally for people. And I always love to hear the stories because it really brings it to life. You may be here because you have, again, seen or heard from some people about the incredible possibilities that are opening up for people in terms of new ways to create leveraged income streams that are really aligned and supported. And yeah, again, you may have seen or heard some of the possibilities available for that in a really new paradigm, a new structure for how we create big impact and how we create big income without having to trade our time and energy. And I also know a lot of people that come into this space, and this may be you as well, are like big visionaries with something on their heart that they really would love to bring into the world, and they want to be part of this shift in consciousness at this time on the planet. And if you are 1, 2, or 3, or I'm going to invent a new one, 4, if you are all of those, I'd love to see in the comments, just so that we can kind of, get a feel for you and where you're at and what you'd really love to learn most about tonight, because we are going to hear from some beautiful, inspiring women we will. We're going to hear from some really beautiful, inspiring women tonight that are on this journey, that I'm lucky to be on this journey with. We are going to hear really about the product from the beautiful Ada here, who is going to, I think I might have put her on the spot actually, but she's extremely good at explaining that. We're going to hear about this incredible business, and we're going to hear some real stories, because it's nice to conceptually understand it all, but when we really understand how it is working for people in their daily lives, that's when I think it really, we can really relate the power of sharing our stories. So before we get into a little bit of the Healy of the vision, I would just love to see in the comments, like, who is here to really learn about this incredible little device first and foremost, and so that's a 1. And who is also here because they would love to learn about the business and this new way to create income in a way that's really nourishing. So I'd love to see. A comment, a chat. Anyone? Come on, what about you? Both? Sarah's both. Yes, you are. Awesome. So I'm here to learn more about the device. Amazing. Thank you for sharing. To the business, creating more freedom in your nervous system and in your choices, so that you never have to make decisions, based on limitation. Both. Awesome. Lots of both device. Awesome. That's what we're diving into. So let's just start with the vision of Healy. Amazing. The vision of Healy really is to empower people to live a healthy, fulfilled, and conscious life, and to inspire a growing global community to make a continuous positive impact on humanity. And that is actually happening quite rapidly at the moment. We are in this real growth phase and seeing so many beautiful new people come in. The Healy mission is to create revolutionary products, opportunities to empower our members to thrive and live a life of freedom, passion, and joy. My nickname is Sarah Joy, and the other Sarah who you're going to meet is Sarah Bliss. We love that those kind of words are in the mission statement of the company. So that is the little Healy device. Now, this really sums it up. If you want to find the secrets to the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibrations. It was Nikola Tesla that said this. And this is really the core of what we're here today talking about. It's like this little device is working on the very essence of what the world works on. It's energy, frequency, and vibration. And you're going to see the multitude of ways that Healy supports us with that, both with our health, but also in terms of our vibration and bringing us back into our natural state of being, more in alignment with our true nature, our purpose, and wealth, being more open to receive wealth in new ways. Science now proves that everything in the universe, everything in it, including us, is made up of pure energy. And I said this on the call we had this morning, that really this device, I truly believe, came into the planet at this time for a reason. The world is undergoing this huge transformation in the last few years, exactly the time that Healy really entered into the market. And it's like we're ready for this now. We understand this, that everything is energy. We're more open and available for that. And hence why Healy is really taking off. So I'm going to hand it over to my beautiful wing woman out of here. And this woman needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce her anyway. She's an incredibly beautiful friend, sister, businesswoman, entrepreneur, just such a delight to work with. Like, yeah, you'll hear how she beautifully articulates what Healy is and how it works. And she's able to do that because her background is actually as a kinesiologist. So she very much understands the human body and energy systems and how Healy works with that. So I'll hand it over to you, Adahia.
Oh, hello. Thank you. I'm here. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. It is me. I am a kinesiologist. I'm here in Australia, and I do like an impromptu chat about Healy. Where am I going to start tonight? So there's so many things to share about Healy, and I'm going to jump in from, I've just been having so many conversations about Healy today, and the thread that has really flowed through all of these conversations has been, I've been in communication with people, and women in particular, who really have these massive visions on their heart. And what really continued to run through the themes of the conversations today was how important it is to have vital energy in our body, and how important it is for our energy to be coherent for those experiences, and for us to really experience the fullness and the fruition of our vision. And when you're speaking about that in energy language, what that actually is called coherence. And that is when our mental, our physical, and our emotional bodies are all in alignment and speaking to each other in a way that is the most powerful. And that is how we get to show up for our vision. So I just want to sort of frame how I begin with that. And then I'm going to dive in by saying that as a kinesiologist, no matter I don't actually practice anymore. I don't have a practice like a clinic. I do more one-on-one coaching and run businesses, and more leveraging my business more and more. But when I did do one-on-ones, the thing that I learned time and time again was that no matter what symptoms people were coming into my clinic with, whether they had anxiety, whether their dreams were recurring, whether they were fighting with their sister, or they had a sore knee, or migraines, or they just felt off or funny, we would always lay them on the table. And the largest context that we would work in the context of the physical, of the emotional, and the mental. And the largest context that we could possibly work in was energy. And we worked in the energy realm. That is when things really shifted for that person. And it is energy and frequency and vibration that this device is actually working on the layers of. Just by the by, frequency is the language of energy. So frequency is what enables the physical, the mental, and the emotional to communicate with each other, to create that coherence. And, you know, we have these physical bodies, we have these physical experiences. And when you break them down in a more, I guess, biological way, what we have and what we see is our tissues and our organs. It's kind of like the first layer of our bodies, and then we break, we break those down, and we slice a little bit of skin off. We put it under a microscope, and what we see is these beautiful full cells, each of those cells being a full universe unto itself, fully capable of bringing itself back into balance, although they don't they don't, as life comes at us, as we will all experience. You break those cells down and you'll see molecules. You break those molecules down, you will find atoms. You break down those atoms, you get to subatomic particles, which are the electrons, the neurons, and the protons. And what actually is the truth of our experience is that we are 99.99999% energy and frequency. And this is where this is what Healy calls the information field. It's also called the quantum field. And the quality of this energy determines the experience that we have in our life and how powerful we get to be. This is the layer, and this is why it's so exciting to be working with energy, frequency, and vibration, because it's the space, literally the space that we occupy, this energy, that determines our vitality and our health and our experience. Yes, please, next slide. So what does Healy do? This is what Healy looks like. I'm wearing a Healy right now. I'm actually running a liver program. It came up as 84% today, which is quite high. And what Healy does is it scans and analyzes your bioenergetic field on the physical, on the emotional, and the mental. Now let's use my example right now that I'm running the liver. That could be because my liver is like really struggling with whatever, but maybe diet choices. It could be an emotional reason. I could be feeling anger. I could be feeling jealousy. These are the emotions that are connected with the liver. There are also Becky's running toxins. Amazing. It could be toxins. It could also be like there would be mental frequencies attached to that, what my liver is going through right now. So Healy will scan and analyze against its database of frequencies what I am needing specifically in that moment and what's causing my body, the biological imbalances. Then it will select a program. So this is like going into a library, a category of like many frequencies, and someone picking out the specific book that you need to read right now and being here and delivering it directly into, or giving it directly to you so you have that knowledge. But essentially what Healy is doing is it's delivering the specific frequencies back into your body so that your body can bring itself back into bioenergetic balance. This is incredible. Like, this is so tailored and so intuitive to what's going on in your body right now. Yes, please, next slide. Just for a little bit of background, Healy was originally designed as these massive big machines from a company called Time Waver. They were around 40,000 to over 100,000 euros. They were so effective, but they were only used by practitioners, and the people who were using them had to have very extensive knowledge of how specific frequencies worked, and when people came in with certain symptoms, what spectrum of frequencies on the physical and emotional mental needed to be used and correctly, because they could, like, using the wrong frequencies could cause harm to the person. So what the amazing gentlemen and ladies at Time Waver decided to do was they birthed this portable device called Healy, so that people who were having these continuous results and were having to come into the clinics could experience this daily, every single day in their home. And so part of the vision for Healy is to bring these into 100 million households around the world. Within every single Healy, there is 144,000. That's no coincidence. That's a very special number, gold frequencies. Healy has patented 10 million frequencies. So there is literally a frequency for everything. Everything, like growing your hair, having beautiful skin, your chakras, your meridians, like all of the things. What makes Healy really special and really distinguishes it from some of the other frequency devices on the market is that it has a quantum sensor. The quantum sensor is like this intuitive little part inside the Healy, very small. In the quantum science realm, they call it a noise generator, and basically it just asks yes, no questions. So it's just scanning and analyzing your frequencies. Yes, no, does this person need this? And then it is delivering every 10 seconds back into the field exactly what you're needing. So if liver program came up for me again tomorrow, it would run a completely different program to what it ran today, because my needs would be different tomorrow, even though the same program came up. That makes sense. So it is application based. If you could just flick to the next screen, that would be amazing. Thank you. As you can see, this is a smorgasbord of different frequency programs. And when I say there's frequency for everything, there really is. You know, we have frequencies for stress. These are the frequencies that came up for me a lot in the beginning when I first started using Healy, because my body was in depletion and burnout. So adrenals, kidneys, extreme stress, fatigue, really supported me in that area, and helped me to receive and relax and really support my nervous system. There are frequencies for fitness, there are frequencies for mental balance, there are frequencies for your meridians, your chakras, protection, Wi-Fi protection, pain. Originally, Healy was designed and was medically approved in Europe for pain, fibromyalgia, headaches, anxiety, depression, and migraines. I think, yeah, that's it. That's all the ones. Yeah, so there is really like a smorgasbord of programs within the Healy, within the Healy universe. Next slide, please. And the beautiful and incredible thing about Healy is that for us to show up in our vision and to show up in that vitality and to have this experience, this pioneering experience, and really live on the edge of creation, we get to be more coherent in all of these in this list of I guess areas that you see here. And these are some of the many focuses that Healy has personally helped me on and is able to bring balance into. There's also disrupting, obviously, many of these industries. I know many beauticians who are using it, people who are into fitness. Wealth is a massive topic for me, and I know a lot of people on this call tonight. It's definitely something that they're focusing on. And it really, for me, wealth is really like a richness of life and a richness of experience of life. And that really comes down to the coherence that we have in our energetic field and our focus. So I do believe this may be the last slide, and I'm not sure who we're passing it on to next. So I'm going to pass it back to the lovely Miss Blacker, Miss Joy, and thank you.
Thank you. I always just love hearing the intricacies of how you speak to this beautiful little device. And yeah, we're going to invite on the incredible Alix, who is going to share a little bit, because like I said, this is really about like the transformation. And I think when we hear people's stories, it really supports us to understand the different aspects that it supports people. So Alix, are you there? Do you want to pop on and share your journey thus far with Healy?
Yes, sure. Happy to share my experience. Let's see. For me, actually, it was like I was on a health journey. I'm a coach, so I'm working on different energetic levels always. And so I think it was about 8 months ago, I was working with a holistic health center very, very deeply. I was going through a 6-month in-depth health optimization process where I would go there 3 times a week and so on and so forth. So it was like I was in that situation, and the head of the health center basically, said like, well, you look like someone who actually wants to take their energy level to the energy and frequency to the next level. So here's your device. Do you want to try it? And for me, it was really in this context that it appeared, where I was immediately fascinated by this because I was already seeking this health optimization, basically. It's been 17 years I've been working on my autoimmune condition and so on and so forth. So it's like a big topic for me, and working against burnout and so on. So So for me, this was immediately fascinating. So my personality goes into the rabbit holes and starts to study all the details of everything all the time. So I just really watched all the videos and read all the PDFs and ordered the Healy and started testing everything like really diligently. And I was even more fascinated the more I discovered, and the more I read I did the scans and I run the frequencies, and I'm very energy sensitive. So I could really feel the different vibes that every frequency program would like feel on me, right? Like it's just like, for me, this was like a whole thing. And in my business, I've been talking about working on your energy and frequency as a first pillar. Even if I do business coaching, like for years, I've been talking about working on your energy and frequency first. So like now that there's a device that actually does this, helps you, supports you doing that, for me was like, wow, like where has this been all this time? And I just found it really like it fit. I find it was fitting into my journey like perfectly. So I started using it for myself, and I love. I immediately started like feeling like emotionally, like mental space, energy levels, like hormones, so much more harmony and space and balance, and like I could feel my shift on how I was feeling week by week and month by month. And then I started using it in my coaching business for my client base as well. So my clients also started using it for their own process. And for me, as a coach, it helps me a lot because my clients can actually do the energy frequency work in between coaching sessions. They go further ahead. These devices helping them like unblock stuck emotions and bring things to the surface. And they share their process with me of like, wow, this is coming to the surface and so on. So there's a lot that is being worked on in parallel in between coaching sessions, and that creates like a much deeper experience for me as a coach as well, and like more profound, and like they get more results and so on. So it's a win-win-win-win. And then the third element for me is obviously like an additional income stream. So I have a business school where I teach like hundreds of women throughout the year on how to create epically aligned income streams, active, passive, and now residual. And so now through this additional income stream, like I really, really love the fact that for me, my personal vision is going further in the future and continue to grow with a very healthy, vibrant, energetic body and nervous system, right? So it's like what I also want to transmit to women that very often come to me when they are still working a 9 to 5, and then we transition into self-employed, and then like I teach them how to develop multiple income streams, and one of them can be residual, and that can create like a lot of space in your life. And for me, being a human design projector, I don't know if you guys are into human design, but this is very important that I have space and that I grow in a way that is sustainable, that I don't burn out again, and that is like, well, like, you know. And so so for me, it fits the Healy, like it just fits on so many levels in my life. It's like perfectly aligned. I completely resonate with it. I feel it's in full integrity with myself, my business, my client base, my energy, my personal journey, everything. So that's a bit of, in a nutshell, like how I would say it fits in my life on all these levels, and I love it. So
I love it. I love your sharing. Like, and I think what's cool and what you represent for a lot of women is that this thing of burnout is so common, especially when you're a woman who has big visions and plays at a big game in business like you do in coaching. And we're here talking about energy, maximizing or optimizing our own energy, but then also how do we leverage our energy so that we can have the impact we want, and without that burnout. I'm sure you say it a lot. I know I say it a lot. So your story is such a beautiful reflection of that and what's possible with this. So thank you so much for your beautiful words. And I love seeing your journey and transformation within this space too. It's awesome. So I'm now going to invite on the amazing Miss Bliss. So there's Sarah Joy and Sarah Bliss, and this incredible woman is just like a mama to four, and like so beautifully weaves together, like no one I know, motherhood, badass businesswoman, multi-dimensional like shaman. And I know she's such a joy to work with in this space, but also like has such a wealth of knowledge around wealth consciousness, and also supporting people to really shift into a wealth paradigm where they're receiving levels of income that truly create freedom in their being and in their lives. And loves talking about this beautiful business model that has allowed her to do that. So I'll hand it over to Sarah, who can, just speak to whatever is alive for you around this topic. We're stopping the slides.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Sarah, and thank you, Alix, for sharing so beautifully, and everyone for being here. And I want to just drop into this word that you said, Sarah, or actually, I think it was Arihia who used this word disruptor. So I want to bring this word into our consciousness right now, this word disruptor. And for many, many years, we've been hearing this concept around disruptor businesses and disruptor industries. And we've heard of, Amazon disrupting the book, basically like the entire retail space. And we've heard about Uber disrupting like the taxi world. And we've heard about Airbnb disrupting the hotel world. And there's all these online businesses that have been coming in over the past, probably 10 years now, that are coming in and breaking down the foundation of what we thought was the way that we had to be doing business, which was going to a store to buy something and going to these large corporate structures in order to use and receive goods and services that we wanted. And now that things have been really from that space of disruption on a large scale level, now we're seeing how social media has become a platform for even more fine-tuning disruption of the old school economic model of brick and mortar, showing up at a business every day, showing up to work, coming and going to your place of business that you have to be at in order to make money, and showing up with your hours that you have to give in order to make money. And if you don't show up at that place and you don't give that time, then you don't receive income. And so I just want to take a temperature check here. And how many of you either are now or have been, well, let me ask, how many of you are currently receiving most of your income from a scenario that I just described, where you have to be in a certain place and you have to show up with your time and your energy hour per hour in order to receive income? And if you don't do that, you don't get any money. So just type a 1 in the comments if at least some of your income is coming in right now from that type of stream. And actually it's funny because I was just having a conversation with my 10-year-old son yesterday. We went for a walk and I was like breaking down all of this. I'm like, okay, here, he's like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, Mom. And I'm like, well, it's not necessarily what you want to be, it's how you're doing it. It's how you're choosing to create income in this world right now. And over the past 2 years, so many things have shifted economically in our world that there has been, and if you've ever heard of this concept, the big quit, or the great resignation, which was a buzz for a while, that there's actually been this massive migration of people moving out of this traditional dollar per hour economy, like showing up and working for somebody else. There's been a massive movement over the past year where 40% of the workforce has gone to their boss and said, you know what, I just can't do this anymore. I will not do this anymore. I will no longer put myself on this trajectory where I am working for somebody else and in conditions that don't allow me to really step up and say, this is who I am. This is what I'm here for. This is how I'm here to express myself. These are the gifts that I'm here to give to the world. And hey, I want to own my own time and do what I want to do with my time. And so this is kind of a big background to share about this, what is really a disruptor model, which is the model of network marketing, direct sales, which is this beautiful model that Healy uses. I've been in the space of direct sales and network marketing for 7 years. And over the last 7 years, I got started on this path because 7 years ago, I just had my 3rd baby. I was a massage therapist and I had a realization that, oh my gosh, if I keep, even though it was my own business, I wasn't working for anybody else, But I had a vision of myself as an 80-year-old woman still carrying my massage table around. And I realized that everything that I thought that I knew about money and finances, it doesn't matter how good you are at what you do. It doesn't matter how popular you are. If you don't have a leveraged business model, at least one income stream that is a leveraged business model, you are most likely to be working until you physically cannot work anymore. And this is the story of our world today. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen like elderly, beautiful elders, like bringing up groceries, 70-year-old humans that should be like hanging out with their grandchildren and sharing their wisdom and imparting that into the next generation, like having to continue to work because what they're receiving for retirement doesn't actually support them to stop. So how does this model work? So basically, what we have here is an incredible product. It's an incredible disruptor, groundbreaking, transformational frequency device that we have married with this incredible groundbreaking futuristic model of community connection, people working in connection with each other, supporting each other, and moving this product out into the world through word of mouth instead of through advertising. So instead of Healy having to pay, hundreds of millions of dollars to advertise, we move this energy through the community by sharing, and it's called the social sharing economy, by sharing what it is that we love. And we all are sharing every day what it is that we love. And so this model allows us to go out there with lots of support, lots of training, lots of community, lots of connection, lots of coaching, mentorship that comes along with it, but allows us to go out there and to share what we're loving, using a lot of times social media, which is a free way to connect with people and to receive a beautiful, generous financial support from that. And so I like to think of it as, I'll just use my favorite analogy here, which is, have any of you guys ever seen those little crystal prisms that hang in the window that are like faceted crystals? Well, I like to think of this model as something like that, where it's something that hangs in the window. And when a single beam of light, and you can think of that as your own personal energy system, the time, the number of hours in the day and the amount of energy that you have, when you hit that prism, which would be this business model with your single ray of light, with your energy, it can actually explode it and leverage it out into the room with 100 million little dancing rainbows, right? And that you can take your own personal time and energy and expand it through this model. And this is what leverage is called. So the way that it works, I'll just briefly describe it, is that, we have a very, very, very generous commission that comes when you personally have someone in your life who sees a post that you made, or that, saw you with your Healy on and was like, what is this? Or that you reached out to and said, oh my gosh, let's talk about this. This is changing my life. And when someone purchases a Healy from you, and it's very much like regular affiliate marketing, which is so common now, everybody has their yoga pants affiliate, like 20% off discount or whatever it is. So when someone uses your link and purchases a device, then you're going to get 30% of the volume of that sale, which is amazing. So that's kind of like the linear model that's very normalized, like that, I put some posts up, someone buys it, and I get a commission for that. But then there's also this beautiful way that's the leveraged piece, which is that as we are sharing this with other people, so many people in our world right now are praying for another way to be able to create income where they own their time, they own their energy, and they can do it from absolutely anywhere in the world, including, like at the beach, or like I moved from Hawaii. I'm now in South America, and I can work from anywhere there. I'm going to be in Europe this summer. Like I can continue to work, and I don't have to stop my process of earning in order to move and be. And actually the most powerful thing for me as a mother is that this model has allowed me to, number one, allow my husband to stop working / retire him and to allow us to keep our 4 children at home and not have to put them into the education system that we don't personally agree with, as a way to raise and teach them and prepare them for living their lives. I'd much rather, have all the time in the world to like take a walk with my 10-year-old and explain to him, start prepping him to be able to move in the world powerfully and create a financial nourishment for himself and have, his own deep understanding. Like for me, that's so much more important, like that I'm teaching him than that he go to school for 8 hours and like learn from some stranger that I've never met, whatever they want to teach him, like whatever's like the, not like the, well, I won't go deep, but like whatever's the traditional, these are the things that you need to know in order to like thrive in the world, okay. So it's really, really beautiful and really powerful. And this idea, so what happens is when we have other people that decide that they want to work with us, and whoever invited you here invited you because they see you as someone that they would love to partner with on some level, that when we have other people that we're partnering with, then each of those people becomes like their own beam of light that's running their energy through this structure and expanding their own energy, their own time, their own income. And when we do that, then there is this beautiful residual income. So it's not just a location free model, it's also that you can literally build, it's like you're investing your time into this business so that down the line it will pay you back in time. And that's where I am now in my life, is that my income continues to come in and grow the less time that I'm putting into it. And that for me is like the ultimate dream. It's not just about having money, but it's about having time and expansion and relaxation in our nervous systems to be able to enjoy it. So there's just a little bit of a download on how it all works. And I do want to, I'm going to pass it back to Sarah to kind of share a little bit about, how to get started. There are a couple of different models of the device that are based on like which programs. The hardware is the same in every one, but the number of programs and the like the richness of what you're receiving is different in each price point. In each model, you're getting a lot more access to a lot more frequencies and a lot more just like goodness as you go up in the models. And what's happening right now is that there's a once in a lifetime promotion. So it's perfect timing that you're on the Zoom right now, because tomorrow at midnight Central European time, this promotion is going to end forever. So I'm going to pass it back to Sarah and she can describe it to you. And then, I just want to thank you all for your time, for being here, for really investing in your own vision, investing your energy into the possibility, at least like checking out, leaning in that there may be a possibility to do things in a different way. Because I heard one time, if you recognize this quote, like the definition of insanity is doing things the same way over and over and expecting a different result. And what we have right here is a absolutely radical, like futuristic, revolutionary solution to be able to do something in a way maybe you've never even considered doing, in order to have that opening to have completely different results in your life. And that is what I'm here for. Like, that's what lights me up. There's nothing that I love more besides my kids and my husband. But second to that, it's like witnessing humans realize their innate power and step into that. So thank you again, Sarah. I'll pass it back to you.
Just dancing in those final words. And it's a beautiful return to whatever that vision is that has called you on, or when we spoke at the beginning, if you have a vision on your heart, like every one of you will have slightly different version of what freedom and being in your power looks like. And we've heard beautifully from Sarah and Alix, like what that looks like. So yeah, I guess in sort of starting to wrap up, it's like really thinking about what's your version of that look like, that time freedom and energy and being in your power to enjoy your experience of life. Yeah, it's a really nice thing to think about, but also like we've been talking in this space recently about planet possibility, like anything is possible. And one last thing I will touch on is like when Sarah's speaking about disrupting, this model is disrupting. However, within Healy, this product is disrupting so many different industries in the health and wellness space, because it is probably the first product of its kind in this business model that is working on the level of energy, frequency, and vibration. So it's not a cream or a potion or a smoothie or anything like that. It's like completely shifting the health and wellness space. And it's also the timing of this business as well. So I won't get into that too much, but we're entering into this really big growth phase. So again, a great time that you're on. So the other reason it's a great time is, like Sarah said, there is this promotion on at the moment where basically the company is making it so accessible for people to get started. So I almost want to bring up the slides again just to show you the devices, because I think it's good just to have a quick visual. But basically you can upgrade to the model above. Oh, here we are. So these are the three main models. I'm not going to go too deeply into the gold. That's like a very sort of basic few programs, which are great. We normally really, the resonance is one that people very commonly get. Now, the resonance and the professional have the scan analyze. So that's the part that out of here beautifully described actually helps you understand what's happening in your body and customizes the frequency program you need. Now, in this promotion, you can get the Healy Professional, which is normally the top of the range Healy, which comes with all the programs, the scan analyze, Healy Coach, which actually you can put in an intention for something you're working on or trying to calling in your life or a goal, and it'll show you the unconscious patterns in the way and help you energetically work on those with the frequency. So it's mind-blowing technology, digital nutrition, all the things. Now, in this promotion, you can get the professional for the price of the resonance, and you save about 62.5%. I think we've got the prices here. So these are the prices in US and euros. So it's normally USD $7,071 dollars worth of device. No, sorry, that's not correct. I'm reading that's including. What is this slide? Is this what you put out of here?
No, that is the actual price of the resonance though. The 151 euros. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's normally
So what the price is. Yeah, you go, Sam.
I think that there's another slide, babe, that has the.
In euros, the Pro is 4,000 something right now. Yeah, so it's instead of 4,000 something, it's 1,000.
I didn't use these slides this morning. So anyway, this is the thing to look at. So you can learn the actual dollar amount, but you're saving 62.5% by getting the Healy Pro, which is the top of the range for the price of the resonance. You can get the resonance for the price of the holistic Healy Holistic. So it's a huge savings. Do you have a slide? I can't access it out of here. I know you sent it to me. So basically 4,000 to 1,500. I don't know why that other slide was up. So it's huge. $1,500 for the price of 4,000. So the other thing that I will just touch on at the end is that they've also now brought out a payment plan option. So if you're in, I know some of you are in Europe, but if you're in Australia or the US, you can actually, when you go to purchase your Healy, there's an option to do the payment plan, in which case you can get started on the professional for a few $100s for this month only. And this deal that we're talking about closes tomorrow evening. So if it is something that you've really resonated with on the call tonight and you really want to get started and take advantage of this, just reach back out to the person who has invited you, and then they will help you with the best way to get started. But definitely with the saving, the professional is the way to go. And sorry, the prices were a little bit confusing, but it is 1,500 for that instead of 4,000 in terms of euros. So I think that's it. Thank you for your time and presence and being here, and for everyone who beautifully shared. And it is, you know, our honor to guide those of you that want to go on this journey in whatever capacity, whether it's just the product, whether you want to share it with a few people you know will really benefit, or you really do want to take this on as a thing you're passionate about getting out in the world, and you would love the support, you know, to make that happen, and the mentoring and the community. So thank you, everyone. Enjoy your evening, morning, afternoon, and we will be in touch soon. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much. Ciao. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.